Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the playoff match between G2 Esports and Team WYLDE during the Europe League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Shield in place that prevents the Monty from walking on through. Alamal's either going to have to clear it, or eventually it will be cleared by a Selma from Ace. And now Alamal can keep pressuring Dirt Tunnel.
I imagine in this spot, WYLDE are feeling awful about how, well, now they're definitely feeling awful now that Crocs has gone. I was going to say, surely not feeling too bad because they've managed to get themselves down to, what, 45 seconds left, 4 players on site, a couple of C4s to play behind, Yokai's out. I was like, this is good for them. But now that they've lost another one in Croxon, this is a little bit of a stinger, and Alamal's just, he's doing what he wants. He's taken on Freck and picked him off. He's now walked through backside and killed one more for himself. Diffuser's going down. G2 have kind of done this at a walking pace, it feels, and Dodo's got it all to do against 4 players on G2. And it's not going to happen. That was like I say, goes through. Now opened up, that Warden's under a lot of threat, and he's trying to go aggressive here. Pat will find anything. He's got the right idea. Almost gets himself tagged down, but Uno's going to find Freck first. That's the Azami offline. Not ideal to lose those keeper barriers.
No, and the only way to prevent that push that we saw from G2 is having Croxon on the Bandit close to sight to trick that wall, but immediately G2 collapse. Falling into sight, again, just pick after pick, and as soon as they have the advantage, they just hit go. 2 players left for WYLDE, and they're nowhere near being able to defend against this onslaught.
And they've got, what, half a round still to endure. So that's going to get cut very short here by the diffuser going down. Blast's going to stick that one. 1 left downstairs. Doki knows about it. Layton at least wins the fight, but doesn't find his man with the C4. 3 to pick off there. 2 are holding on main stairs. This round is cooked.
Yeah, G2 having a laugh about that one. I mean, this has been textbook stuff.
The one thing for both of these teams I think that really matters is the shorter this series is, arguably the better, the quicker the maps are. You don't have to show as much to the teams that we're waiting in the LCQs, right? There'll be a number of teams down there that, of course...
Pushing, he doesn't care. What? 35 bloody seconds into the round, he's already got full control of Dirt Tunnel.
And he didn't take any damage from that smoke that came out there. It was placed too far in front of him. It's not going to tick onto him either. And yeah, now Patbull's gone. That's smoke removed again. So
they're just going to rush.
Like, he's already used 2, but G2 are inside. Like, what is going on, Dev?
Oh, what's going on is WYLDE are getting absolutely shafted. Doki finds 2, holding down the line on site. Dodo and Freck, not much you can do, my friend. Doki will find Freck, and yeah, Dodo's not long for this world. This is just absolute obliteration. And I think that the answer for WYLDE has to be hard counters. We need specific ways of dealing with that Monty. Easier said than done. Monty is unbelievably good right now. That's just the state of the meta. G2 know that. They really...
That's what I was talking about in terms of the risky, we don't care style of gameplay there. Like in any other game, that's being droned out early round. You're keeping an eye open for it. Impacts being used to then deny that wall through the maps that were opened up, but WYLDE haven't brought any impacts in any of the rounds that we've seen, so they're able to deny this being opened up. And
he's going for
taking absolute liberties. Here they go, 3 kills out of nowhere. Laura's already collected himself a couple, and this is the thing, G2 are so good at going from slow to fast now. Seemingly inside of Dirt as well. They really don't want to give this to Alamal again, but he's going to push through again. James, he went,
wow.
No, Laura, not like this.
He got the kill though, so I can't blame him, and we still have the pressure from the kitchen hatch, and Doki's also watching his flank. Doki's now getting a little bit extra pressure on him now, but this player in Dirt has not yet been flushed out. Croxon overpeaks and dies for some strange reason, once again gifting the advantage over to G2.
I was about to say, they go through this round without finding a kill by the looks of it, but Croxon did find one. It's going to be another round where they walk away with 1 or 2 unless Layton can do something absolutely nuclear here. 2 players to go through, has already been helped out by a team kill. What more can he do? Lands a shot on towards the Hibana, but himself is down to 45 HP. Plant now going down. Cover is there from Blast. G2 on, of course, for a 5th round.
Attackers are activating the diffuser.
He has to isolate these ones. He still has a C4. Doesn't have the info though, doesn't know where the challenge needs to come through, and one of those players is completely backed up. Doesn't matter, Blaz is still holding the line from AKs.
Performance on a map that you very rarely get to play in officials. But a lot of it comes down to the sort of play like you're seeing here, where Alamal is just fearless, right? Like, he'll march on forward, he'll happily take the fight against Patbull, who bless his soul.
For G2 to clear out that position on that Electric Claw with a frag grenade, but there's only 1 left for Doki. Flashes go in. Is this an execute? Indeed it is. Croxon and Patbull both find kills. That's Patbull's first on the board. Maybe WYLDE will find theirs. Loira low HP, and Uno now outside the breach. He's dead. And the round is over. A flawless round to finally get... Easy
You
kill!
cannot be serious! You've had the
hatch is
whole round
open.
to get this man figured out.
Oh, the pre-opening of the kitchen hatch. Clubhouse is meant to be all about these hatches, but no, G2 are like, we'll open them for you and go for this roam. What is that peek from Doki? He's toying with Wild. They drop like flies. Just 2 players left. Leighton finds one, but is low HP. And he's dead. A big C4 to finish it off. Map point.
Special when you've got a Monty on side. To be able to do it on the defensive side as well is just getting a little bit ludicrous. And worth noting as well, as Army, you don't see Doki playing the top red here to play behind 2. And they've potentially got second support coming in. In fact, here, he can't now work his way back through, but he could definitely challenge onto it if he wanted to. It doesn't stop Alamau. Doki's got a second. Lawyer's just like, guys, what's going on? He hasn't had to move his feet here. He's just sat still and let his team do all the work. It's a 4v3 to G2.
That's the thing, G2 know how teams like to clear this sort of setup, and so they play into it. You have a player go below in stock, the call comes from Loira, hey, someone's tearing up the floor, and so the flank comes through from Alamau, then he's back on side and jumping outside. The game is over.
And they attack from the windows and they jump in. If it's a basement roam extend, they go and rush dirt and blue at the same time with opening kitchen. They only find what they need, they find a hole, and then they push manpower and execute it perfectly. I'm using double hard breach, I'm using secondary EMPs to open up everything super quickly.
It was great what we saw from them, and we talked about the pacing from G2 being great.
Yep. Which is funny because it's quite a different veto to what we saw last time these teams played on Chalet. G2 actually banned out the Blitz, who's now slipped on results. Those were the 2 most attacker-sided maps in the pool, and I think that's probably how it should be.
Oop.
But here comes an execute. What's this?
I mean, they're in. They just want this top floor control ball, anything I imagine. But Dodo, I was going to say, has kept him down for now, but Doki has marched on through. Despite that lovely little poisonous needle in his fucking open up too. A lot of threat is starting to mount. Everyone's getting into position. You've got this one dug further here in towards this back corner again. They knew the frost was there and he's been punished. Beautiful bit of team play. Sight is now really theirs and they can make the plant happen here. Leighton's found one more, which forces Doki off. A 2v2. And plant was about to go down again, but he's pulled off.
That does force the retake now, but look at this from Leighton. He's snuck into position. It's just him now. He is the Azami. He's got 3 keeper barriers. He might be able to protect himself and try and go for a defuse. There's 2 of the keepers going through, but Blaz will be able to knife them. So we're going to have to see a peek here from Leighton. A flash. This is so well played from Blaz. Only 1 keeper remains. Tossed out, and it does, just for now, prevent the attack. And here comes the punch. Blaz is so patient.
At a disadvantage in that gunfight for half a second or so.
Yeah, that's really smart. I love the way this flash came through and then Doki dropped immediately. I tell you what, G2's chemistry cannot be questioned. And yeah, like you said,
Operator lost, it's still a gun that's offline, and Dodo had a pretty good start to the previous round as well. Croxon carrying on as did the previous as well, has got himself running around here without the boss G. Thank God, he's doing work with the K1A, later into another 2. However, he's down to 3 HP at this point. It's looking a bit rough.
as the logic bomb rings out, they should know where he is. Haven't landed the shots yet. Alamau goes for the double swing. And
great flash.
good flash. And immediately the response with the logic bomb to go out and no C4 available. Packbull has 2 gas babes in pocket and he has not used them to prevent that plant. Eventually he does find the kill as Laura tries to exit, but yeah, a bit of a failure there from Packbull to do his job. And now the easy vert for Alamau finds the kill onto Freck. It's just a matter of time. Packbull decided to turn it up though. A 2v1 as Alamau now has to take matters into his own hands. Aggressing on the site, they don't know where he is. First kill, double kill Alamau. The Brazilian is firing on all cylinders. Another big...
You're seeing it across both of those rounds. They've secured a good few kills off the back of flashes being placed in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. G2 are really good with their flashes, consistently. G2 is such a great team to watch in their current form because they have like meta-defining operators and buffs and nerfs constantly. We're seeing now with the shield meta right now, teams that are good at adopting it are so prolific, and look at that, early smoke and the glass...
To work with now, they've exhausted all their primary utility except these EMPs that sit in back pocket. Probably a question you'll ask there about could they have been directed in towards the office belt to help that push through. Doki gets one, trade immediately secured. Good play from Wild.
I don't know why you're sending smokes out when you're fighting a Warden. Can only benefit the defense. A C4 goes out immediately, shot from a pre-fire. Nice! angle there from Leighton. Croxon to support. Big round from Leighton.
He's had a phenomenal stage with Wild. He played really, really well. And it's good seeing him being able to put up plays like that. It's not just about that, of course, it's consistency across the stage as well, but you're tangoing with some of the best players in the world here, making it look, I wouldn't say easy, but you're certainly not getting rolled over by the other side.
Die just to try and spoil our little storylining.
Oh.
Croxon, bro. Oh, that's Kit. He's running. What is that? That man is ambitious.
Yeah.
The right call here from Freck.
Understandably so. It's pressure starting to mount, but it's left a slither exposed. And equally, Alamau does exactly the same back the other way. Will find himself taken out by Patbull, but look at that immediately from the back window. A G2 player spraying on through, hoping to catch the trade, and not far off as well. Pack is now down to 43 HP. A couple of bullets will see him dispatched. And look at this Dodo, though. If he can get underneath one here and do some damage, then maybe the round turns around. But now he's left 1 versus 3. It feels a bit cooked.
Oh, yeah, he is. In the game, so no surprises that G2 chose to start on this side, and in a way no surprise to see this early advantage, 3-1 up in their favor. I will say kills in one map. Very different Freck has shown up today, and as I say that, well, Wild find 2 kills thanks to Packbull. Nice shots, I guess. Yeah, wow.
Jesus.
Good start for them. And I'm just going to finish off my point with a little bit of context here. Leighton finding another one. This should be a second round for Wild, and they only found...
You're against 5 players on Wild. Yes, you got a lot of time to play with, but I like to think that we're kind of past that era now of teams throwing away massive, substantial leads. What a spray! You talk about Freck.
There we go. Realized after map 1 until just now, but that's 11 rounds where Freck only found 1 kill, and he died every single round, even the ones where his team won. Very pitiful. So nice to beat that map already. I'd love to see it between these 2 teams. There is almost an angle there. Player on the mezzanine escapes just in time, but Croxon, not addressed, gets a refrag onto Alamau.
A bit of a stinger because your flank watch has gone as well. Not that it matters too much because they've also collected Dodo. And again, a numbers advantage. These aren't the kind of rounds you should be giving. That was almost incredibly messy from Freck. Well, gets away with his man is being watched here on the piano window, and then gets pushed up from backside as well by Doki. Good bit of team play. G2 guarantee the trade, 3v2.
Winnable though, and Leighton is still alive. By far the most dangerous player in the server for Wild. He's taken down and finished off. All up to Croxon now. Found the opening kill for his team, and now he's going for a run out though. He's absolutely cooked here. He's not caught on the jump back in. He's being watched. He needs to land a gnarly shot, and Doki gets the wall bang onto him. 4-2.
Not quite, but close enough. Same meaning, I'll give you that one. 2 halves to a game of Siege, and because the team has played well on attack, it doesn't mean they'll carry on that same success to the defense, and vice versa, right?
States, so technically there's 1 in each of them. Arguably there's 2 in Queensland. That's a nice big pick though. Blaz needs to be careful who he's peeking, especially through that vert. Now he's going to sit on these bulletproof cameras, which may be of assistance as the smokes come out. A C4 to reply. I mean, there is so much up here from G2, but they don't seem to know that the plan is going down from Leighton. Eventually, the spray comes through, and yeah, maybe it's not so good after all for Wild. Still a chance to redeem themselves as they find a pick here or there. Lawyer is still dueling upstairs. Doki makes him alone on site. Dodo low HP as Croxon sneaks on forward. That diffuser is on the ground though, and Wild are in no position to recollect it just yet, especially while we still have Doki behind that mirror. But hang on, Lawyer is still holding on this fort, but Doki's gone down. 1v2, sneaking aggressively. No keeper barriers to work with. He knows he's got that diffuser, but he doesn't land the shot.
Right sort of play, just didn't land that first critical shot.
Man, that wallbang was so fortunate there for Croxon. Phenomenal game from him, by the way, on this map. Top fragger by a decent margin. He gets spotted, and Croxon may be able to cut him down.
Freck trying to go for him first, though. Oh, there we go. Goodbye, Doki. 1 left standing, and guess who? It's just the Warden. You may be able to at least ignore the flashes, but there's only so much you can do when there's 4 players staring you down. Finds one for himself, looks at the vertical, no one to be found, on towards the breach, and does get picked off there. Wild pick up a round. He's only basically all half, by the way. He's just so happily dug in here, like, yeah, okay, then I'll make this into a bit of a fortress myself. A single nade, though, would see him cooked out here, but they're not yet in a spot to make that sort of thing happen. In fact, they've gone through both, and it's simply not becoming a thing. Patball might at least find Uno, but Doki's dug in deep and now finally emerges, coming out of his cage, not doing so fine. Freck gets the trade, a 3v3.
Oh, almost a trade here, though, from, I believe that's Loira downstairs, peeking aggressively from Dining. Now, Blaz feels like he needs to get up and about as well. It's a long way back to site here for Loira. It was actually both nades sent out into the ADSs from Jaeger that were chewed up on the blue stairs there. So a very unusual Jaeger pick. Doesn't see a lot of play in this current meta, but well played by G2. Ironically, Wild still able to find such a massive advantage out of clearing that position. And now they just need to convert their numbers advantage.
Do you know about the man tucked in here?
Mistron!
To his right.
Mistron!
I think he's... Oh, no, no.
Oh, there it is.
If only that drone had looked off towards the right. But to be fair, I think he sort of probably heard him, to be fair. Has gone in, tried to win the gunfight, lost it out entirely. Croxon holds on. Loira once again finds himself in a 1v3. There's one.
First.
Oh, not quite.
to be.
Croc is giving nothing.
I can see that the round is being played. Oh, we're going to get replays first. That's okay.
Yeah.
The suspense is killing me, Derry.
Is it here? Look? Little gremlin, look at him.
Who are you peeking? Question mark. That's what comes.
Is now saying, come and try and get me out. It's bedtime. It's not for him. He'll be hanging there most of the round and wasting a lot of time. It makes it very hard to try and get the top floor control. So instead, they'll have to go direct towards site, which is what you're seeing coming in here, James.
Well, it might work, but the vertical angle from Loira is being held. Dodo can trade one back, but a lot to find, and I don't care that you're a Queenslander. Gridlock is not going to win this one. Big finisher for Blaz, and GT, a bit of a pre-fire, and somehow managing to dodge the Candelas. Here comes the entry, though, from Croxon. Making his way up the main stairs. There's no barbed wire to meet him. This should be a free kill, maybe a second. Searching for more Packbull, finally finishes off Loira. Where's an aggression, though? From Blaz, still holding onto his position. He wants to go for a refrag.
Got all the tools to get this done, James.
The vertical as well. Oh, good pick though from Packball here from the main window. Blaz is going for the re-peek here, but it's been read well. Wild not throwing away their lives, not throwing away their advantage. Big C4 opportunity from Doki. Bit of damage, but not enough. Doki needs to be the playmaker here, but Blaz has found his. Remember that Packball's very low HP, and Doki finds him a shot right between the eyes. Another kill here for Dodo. It's all up to Doki, and he's shut down. Massive round for Dodo to come up clutch. On to G2 to try and find a second defense here. This was a big moment. I wonder if G2 were on the cameras and it was actually the Nooks gadget that saved that round. Oh, G2.
Last time around he caused him a little bit of bother and still managed to step away. Holding a very aggressive angle on towards that double window because it's not being challenged yet, but we'll have to move soon.
Oh, this has been a great game from Wild. G2 now desperate. Loira has to find a pick and he does. It's a good start. The keeper barriers can come in and try and seal up these positions, trying to delay a little bit of time. He still has this mirror window to work off of. G2 is still fighting from a player behind, which means we will need to see some well-timed aggression from them. Wild not likely to make mistakes. Here comes the aggressive peek from Blaz, but he takes more damage than he deals. Loira's found a second, though, on the very same position. Now this top floor has been cleared, but on G2's terms, they're the ones that decided to fall on back. There's 20 seconds left to play. Wild find the opening and get that numbers advantage back on their side. Both of these G2 players low on HP, but time still remains on their side. Loira may have the timing, but no, he falls. And Wild send us the distance. Lair is calling, and here to determine the winner of the 5th place match, Wild.
Working towards one objective. That's the biggest difference.
I like it though, because if you think about it, with this match maybe having a little bit less stakes than a major qualification game or any other game in the group stage, maybe this allows players to be a little bit more free to go for these kind of risky plays. And in my opinion, it follows with some great highlights and some amazing seeds that we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no real pressure on these two teams, you know. Obviously, they are playing for seeding. They're playing against the chance not...
It's going to be much more challenging. For the top down vert, it's not so hard because we've still got things like Ram on the board, the Sledge, but when it comes to bottom up vert, you don't have only snuck into a similar position. Freck can continue to slow this push down. as the entry from Uno makes things awkward. Freck now stuck between two players. Another flash goes through as Loira is down. Good entry though from Uno to finally get that pick. But at what cost, especially with a C4 coming through, G2 may have bitten off a bit more than they could chew.
Again, great use of flashes by G2 though to suppress and move onto the Azami to get in a spot to be able to take over that key position on Mez. Yeah, Blaz has got to make something happen though. I think he's got the right idea here. He knows that Dodo's close, and then he goes as well. A freebie, surely indeed it is. Steps into a goo mine, but at least it's 2v2. The battle now being that, of course, so let's say there are 3 smoke grenades left, but now there's only 2. One of those has been used out by Pac. He's been mowed down by Alamau, who just goes where he pleases. I tell you what, Patbull is going to bed tonight, and in his nightmares, he's going to see Alamau. Alamau has bullied him all series long. It's unbelievable.
The Clash, not able to keep at bay Alamau just yet. The Candelas are all used. Alamau finds the kill on the Freck though. Yeah, I don't know how he managed to find the Azami, the player behind that Clash, but G2 now take ground, continue to force these defenders back, and makes for a very challenging defense now for Wild as the Blitz is in and looking for something low HP. And Blaz has made this numbers advantage even further now, but Doki forced to play passively. It's just a complete bloodbath. As the execute from G2 is unfettered, it's unresponded to. Croxon finds one, all up to Pacbull in a 1 versus 2, but Loira finds the final 2 kills.
Kitchen on Coastline, where most players will then just depart being on the sides itself and look to play perimeter rooms to the sides itself. So that's one thing that you've got to be mindful of and keep an eye out for. I mean, it doesn't really help if Dodo's getting picked out for free, and they're in for a plant with 9 players still alive. G2 have just snatched this side from underneath their noses and got a plant down.
Yeah, I mean, that would have almost been a 5v5 plan if it wasn't for 2 picks on the entry from Loira. Now, Wild retaking this top floor. They find one, but cut down is Croxon, immediately traded back. The Blitz still at large. Loira's found his third on the round. This C4 should, no, actually somehow finds very little. Up to Leighton now to try and 1 versus 4. He's caught, and Blaz puts him down. Massive round. Blaz is the one that needs to open up this round. A Candela goes through, and he's trying to bait out a swing. He goes for the entry, and this is where we need to see an engagement. Blaz wins it, and G2 have the advantage. The Clash going for a bit of a swing, and Leighton finding one, but the Blitz comes through big. Good trade there for Alamau, but Clash still remains at large. Now swinging around with that shield, looking for something more. Dodo's struggling to find anything. And now at the shotgun, he needs to recontest onto that Blitz, but Pacbull's found one. SMG in hand. And still no safe opportunity yet for that Blitz to go for a plant. 30 seconds as G2 start to tease it out. It is well and truly heard as Dodo looks for the opportunity to try and take a fight, but he dies. It's up to Dodo now, going up against the Blitz, the shotgun, 1v1! Oh my God! Dodo's just put... Yeah, much needed. And that round happened so fast, the end of it, the collapse, it was so back and forth, it was hard to keep up with. And that Clash did her job to perfection, holding on for as long as she could. Here it was from Dodo, ducking, weaving, and man, kicking, rolling. Like, there's no one near him. He just ran through barbed wire and died.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a bit of a funny moment, but oh well, maybe there's a way back into it here for Wild, but Doki does find Leighton. Big trade. Dodo and Crox are now both low HP, very vulnerable to that high damage pistol at Doki, but it doesn't matter about the pistol. Forget about it. He's got the AK in hands. Now a 1v3, a winnable one. But he has now revealed his position, and Loira will cut him down. A 4th for G2.
At some point, you're going to have to pull the trigger and go for it. And if they've overlooked this one super simple fact, that there's this vertical light opening sat there in front of them, they will pay the price for it. He still has not been figured out.
Here comes that drop, but okay, he misses his chance. After all that, doesn't seem to matter. The Capcan trap finds the final kill, and Freck now repositioning down below. He's removed that tracker. He's gone for a backstab coming up. He has been heard, and the swing comes through. Alamau hasn't confirmed that kill yet, but eventually does so. Meanwhile, though, G2, they've not managed to hold on to that control, and the plant has gone down. Quickly, Leighton gets in and around it, but then falls back. Not looking to over-aggress here on that Blitz, but hello! Immediately taken down. Alamau thought he was going to cause a ruckus. It's a 1v1. Blaz wins it. Utter calamity in the server. And Wild cannot hold in the posts. Numbers advantage for Wild is certainly what they need right now. Alamau tempted to peek it. What a shot, though. Pack ball down.
Nemesis.
Goodbye, Cap. It's out. And that's exactly right. This rivalry between these two players will continue as well. Wild yet to have cleared him. That does mean it's a little bit of an awkward crossfire as Freck starts to make his way forward. He finds Alamau traded immediately by Doki, as he's unfortunately dealing with that Dokkaebi hack, but can get rid of that very quickly as the defenders try and fall back towards the site. Leighton is tempted to try and take this control on the top floor, but it's just him left as Croxon's gone down and things have gone from bad to worse for Wilds.
And really smart from G2 as well to back away here, get themselves groups up, and it doesn't matter what he tries to do, he's being swung by a couple of players. G2 up to match and series points.
Losing out that spot to FearX. And G2 in form today, and that's really what, if anything, is more concerning to me.
I would say it's never really tested until they fail big and hard, because that's when you'll really see if they can stick together through the tough times and come out the other side, right? And most don't. Most will make changes. Oh, Doki, he really fancied that one. Just pay the price for it. But to finish with that point about Wild, I completely agree. Give them another stage or so, you'll really start to see them come into form, because there is some excellent talent on this team.
And trying to make that comparison to Kavana. Packball played on Kavana, did he not?
Back in the day for a while, I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. Croxon's found a 2K though, so exposing his positions on site, there should be no way that G2 win this.
Oh, I mean, twice now they've stepped into a position when they've gone running in towards a player and they've just been ready for them. Laurie with it all to do against 5. Wild, as I said earlier, have got a 4-round mountain to climb. That means playing through all these sites a couple of times over to try and find their way back into it, no doubt. And it's going to feel a bit messy. Nice little trade off the back of it as well. They do get the round, but that Barbed is a little bit of a lifesaver. They got stung on Chalet a couple of times by a nut, so not all surprised to see. Taking extra precautions here. And there we go, he's gone. Laura finding his man. Now the blitz is in, charging on 4, but he's straight in towards Doki. We know how this tends to go.
What?
G2 slaughter, 2 full at 5v2.
Yeah, I mean, this game should be done and dusted unless if Wild can pull the rabbit out of the hat. Freck was too quiet on the first 2 maps, and now he's back into it. But with Doki on the clash, slowing down these attackers, there may not be a way back into it for Wild. As G2 inching closer towards closing this game right here and now.
Also, it's a little bit cynical at this point to be throwing these forest drones in, but exactly what they're doing. At the very least here, you've got the Azami being able to lock things up a little bit further, as well as to impede them even more. 15 seconds though, and they've got to go, and we know how this works out when there's a clash, James.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, this is over. There's nothing you can do about it. Try and fight Doki all you want. You flashed yourself. Moira finds Packball, and the game is done and dusted. Easy as you like for G2. Yes, it went the distance.
Which is kind of the meta and how you need to play right now to their advantage.
Now, if you watch this scoreboard closely, take a look at the entry column. Do you notice something there from the left to the right? On the right side, you only have 3 entries inside of Wild.
Can get the entry, and that's where we're saying G2 was genuinely excellent at entering onto that map, behind the shield, behind the Yings, behind the Deimos, whatever it was. They were great at getting the entry off the back of that.
So what you're saying is we get the entries going well for G2, the operators are using our right. Lair is really a good map then for G2.
Yeah, I think it works well. I think, you know, we theorized it a little bit that the map actually has lots of nooks and crannies, lots of entry points into the map. There's far less choke points than there are on other maps, and every